Fox 4 India Charlie Echo here, or YO4 Juliet Nancy X-ray. Today I'm going to talk to you about programming the Golf Mic 360 from Motorola. I don't know if anybody still uses this kind of radios now. I think they're a little bit old, and with the D-Star and internet relays, and they're not too much popular these days in our community here. I'm in south of France. I don't have too much VHF traffic, so this is a VHF model, and oops, sorry, it's the wife. Just got a message. So I'm just gonna quickly show you how easy it is to program one of these, and usually with this occasion I'm gonna use an old laptop that I have. I think you saw it in the other video. It's a Satellite 2550 CDT Charlie Delta Tango from Toshiba, an old laptop that I have for a long time, and I'm just going to show you the configuration of the laptop so you can understand what I'm talking about. So it's a Microsoft Windows XP Professional from 2002, and you have an Intel Celeron processor of 365 megahertz with 128 megabyte of RAM. So it's very old. It moves good. I'm nothing to say about it. It moves good for its age. I did not start it for a long time, and I'm just going to show you a little bit how do you program this type of radio. I didn't find any tutorials on the internet, so neither on YouTube. So this is the software. If anybody needs it, you can find my address on qrz.com, my email address. Just send me an email if you need any software about this one. So the Golf Mic 360, I have it. I have another software from Motorola. I have a bunch of them on USB stick, so I will gladly help you if you need any software. If I can be at use, that's no problem. So I'm just going to start the program. So it's a professional Golf Papa 300 and Golf Mic 300 series CPS. That's the name of the program. So the first thing we have to do, we have to start the radio. So come on. Okay, radio 18. So it's programmed in 110, I don't know, 53 megs or something, and it shows channel 1. You can see it, it's channel 1. It has two channels, channel 1 and channel 2. And I'm just going to show you, I already made a file. You can store these on file. I already made two files. One, to be honest, I'm going to give you a hint. Try to save the first file that you have already from the radio. It will be easy for you to modify it, and just in case you have a backup. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to read the radio. So you click up, read the radio. It's going to start. The radio will close. Like you see, the radio closed, and after that it will start all over again. And you have here the device at the first COM port. I'm using a cheap cable from eBay. I bought it from China. It's about $3 or something like that. You find them everywhere. They're very cheap. It's a COM port to microphone from Motorola. So you can open the tree view, and here you have every information about the radio. The first panel is the information, and you can see the radio serial number, the model number, the code plug version, when was last programmed. So this was programmed in 1990 at 12 midnight and a half. So programmers didn't get too much sleep than the guys that work at Motorola. You have the software version, sorry for the beeps, and the frequency range and the power range, and you see that you do not have any option board data to store infos, like to store messages and everything else. The description is mobile with keypad, standard display. I don't want to bother you with all this information. I'm just going to go a quick view to everyone in every part of the tree. So you have Per radio, if you have multiple radios, you have button definitions, alerts, miscellaneous, signaling, radio frequency. I'm just going to show you the basics so you can go quick on here. So button definition here is very simple. You can go monitor, call, cancel on the buttons, function assigned, contact list, calls. Also, if you have a smart microphone, if you have a smart microphone, you can assign functions to it. So that would be the first thing to modify. Let's see, alerts. What's with the alerts? Yeah, so you can send and put functions like alerts on the buttons and everything else. Miscellaneous, this is very interesting. You have language display here, it's in French. Display and keypad, you can modify the message. I will show you after that I modified my messages. Prefix, vox, microphone, times. You have a global information, so you have ignition overdrive for the car, handset audio. You can modify it from the software every way you want. So signal definition, I'm not going to go in that. You have menu item, just status list, contact list. Yeah, you have utilities that you can put in, like backlight and brightness, and you can just click them all, so you can have access to your menu and modify it however you want. You have RF. This is very important. You have your RF modification, like TX power and RX reception and emission setup here. So you can put it from, I don't know, 800 milliwatts. It's set here for 30 watts, but the radio said it goes 25. I'm not going to overpower it. I have my modifications like in 25 watts. You can just modify your power here and everything you want to do with the radio. Scanning procedures. This was the first channel that it's scanning. Scans everywhere. It was made for a canoeing activity that went bankrupt. It was in the 1990s that they didn't have telephones, and they used radios with channels and bought the frequencies and things like that. You can set up emergencies, contact lists, status in decode and encode. You can modify by channel. This is very important. I'm just going to close the tree so you can see it very quick. You have by channel, and here you have two channels, and here you can modify your frequencies, and you can see the offset. If you can put in offset frequencies and channel spacing and power level. You can choose your power level high or low, and very, very important, you can see I have two channels here, 1 and 2. You can just add up channels with the plus, you can delete channels with the X, and you can also see them in a small bar, in a small how do you call it, draft. So you have here by personality. You can choose personality like operator style, and you have Vox and everything. It's not very complex, but in like 20-25 minutes you can get it around and just choose your radio however you want to modify it. You can modify it. That's no problem. Now it's going to take you a small time to modify. Like if you have, I don't know, like 30 or 40 channels to put in, it's going to take a little while, so you have to be patient. Now if you have a buddy, a friend, somebody that's already have like in your country a list of repeaters or frequencies that are used in your country, like local frequencies or normal frequencies, just tell him to send you a file with a copy of his Motorola radio. So sorry, I didn't have a file like this, so we already read the radio, but I managed to do in like 20 minutes a new file. So I modified with radio amateurs, name, so I know it's modified. I'm gonna go in the tree. It's just like a file that I'm checking it. I'm not going to go through this again. I'm just going to show you how to input the data and to see the modification on the radio. So you're just going to go here, write device, click. Very important message. Are you sure you wish to write the radio? The radio just stopped. I just want to show you the radio just stopped. This is a safety. Try to make a backup of your radio before you modify everything. So I have already a backup. So I'm going to go yes. It's going to write to the radio. And I'm going to show you directly the radio with my call and my free channels. So that's my call sign. And you have 145225, the Romanian row link system. So it's a national frequency, that you can be heard all over Romania. So whenever you're in YO, you can find ham radio operators on this frequency. 500 and 300, like local frequencies. I just put in 2 frequencies, so you can monitor the frequencies, scan them, and everything else. So that's all that I had to show you for the Motorola radio. So you can see it's programmed. Hope the video was a help for you. If you need any help, write me an email on my email address that you can find on qrz.com, and I'll try to help you however I can. So best of luck. 73s, Y04 Juliet Nancy X-ray here, saying a nice day to everyone.